Hi greedy 3Ders. In my past videos I've covered the necessity that is sanding when it comes to 3D printed models, and I've looked at numerous accessories to take the tedium out of this, from basic sandpaper to a myriad of different hobby tools. Today we're looking at another hands-free sanding tool, the Hozo Neosander. A cord-free, mini, reciprocating detail sander that's clearly aimed at not only us 3D printer folk, but those working with wood, tabletop, army hobbyists, and anyone basically who spends way too much time sanding tiny, annoying, difficult to get at areas. Now this is a Kickstarter campaign, and I'll link all the details I have in the description so you can check them out for yourself. But just to reiterate that the version that I have is a pre-release version, and so although I'll be giving it the once over and a thorough test and telling you all about it, it won't be a full review at this time. Now I've been sent the Neosander Premium combo when you get everything that you see in this box, plus also you get a basic sanding headset and a saw set. It's also available as just the basic Neosander. Prices are yet to be confirmed, so make sure you keep checking the Kickstarter campaign for those. First things first, this is not a replacement for a normal sander. This Neosander is small, palm-sized, pen-like, and that's the whole point. You can't use this to sand your walls. Well, you could, but you'll be there all bloody day. Now I've used Hozo design tools before, namely the Neo Blade ultrasonic knife, and I've been thoroughly impressed with the quality and functionality of the design of this, and I'll link that video in the description if you're interested in checking out the knife too. Unboxing the Neosander, well, that's part of the journey too. You can tell just by handling the box that the quality you're going to get is just going to be amazing. Inside the box you'll find neatly packaged further boxes containing the Neosander itself, the charging station and the sanding head accessories, all neatly stacked, not just thrown into a box randomly. Included also is the instruction pamphlet containing comprehensive details on how to set up and begin using your Neosander. The packaging is of high quality. All items arrived safely, securely and were exceptionally well organised, something that I've experienced before with Hozo. Now the main body of the Neosander itself feels metallic to touch, and it's light in the hand, weighing in at about 90 grams. There's a built-in counterweight that's designed to reduce hand fatigue, and while it's still a vibrating tool, it's definitely aimed at longer detail sessions rather than quick aggressive sanding passes. The device features an ergonomic design that makes it comfortable to hold. It includes a push on-off switch with a small integrated light, which not only indicates charging status and power, but also changes colour to show the charge level of the unit. It's blue when above 70%, red to show a low battery less than 20%, and for the levels in between 20% and 70%, it turns amber. Now just above the switch is a variable speed control operated by a very convenient slider. For charging there's a USB-C connector located at the bottom, and at the top a push and twist head secures the tool heads firmly in place. We'll come back to those. From a sound perspective, sound levels vary from 70 decibels at its lowest setting to about 80 decibels at its maximum setting. What I particularly liked was the tray of 64 various sander heads that are included in the premium combo set. These are split into 8 different shapes, ranging from flat square shapes to curved or angled heads, all designed to sand different areas and different parts. There are 8 sets of these heads which make up the 64 count, and each set of 8 is a different colour and is labelled with a different sandpaper grit size. Also included are 8 different sheets of various grit sandpaper. Now these are sticky back pieces that are easily peeled off and stuck onto the various attachments. Now the benefit of having 8 different grits all on different heads means that going from a low grit maybe to a high grit sandpaper is easily done by just switching the head on the tool rather than having to peel off and re-stick different grits of sandpaper. It just makes the process easier and quicker. If you choose to go for the basic set, you'll only get one set of heads. So if you want to change from say a 60 grit to a 1000 grit, you need to peel one off and stick the other on. Now it's not hard to do, it's just nice having those 64 bits so you can just pull one off and put the other one on and go up or higher in grit, meaning a finer, better sanding experience. The Neosander works by using a reciprocating linear motion. It doesn't spin like a rotary tool, so instead of grinding away material aggressively, it moves backwards and forwards in a straight line quickly. This makes it way easier to control when you're working on edges, corners, grooves, or maybe fragile parts where one slip with a rotary tool could ruin hours of work. It's claimed to hit speeds of around about 13,000 strokes per minute. Now that's really fast for a detail sander of this size. For context, most of the similar looking cheaper detail pens that you can buy out there manage only 2,000 to 3,000 strokes per minute. The sanding tip moves between 0.6 to 1.8 millimeters per stroke. Tiny movements for precise sanding, maybe in those weird angles or corners that you're trying to get at. If you need precision, well, that's where this tool really makes a lot of sense. It's designed for what we need as 3D printers. Whether you're cleaning up 3D prints or fine woodworking details, making models from your favourite tabletop army, resin parts, leather edges, this kind of thing, anywhere a normal sander is just way too big to get to, or a Dremel just way too uncontrolled. All you need to do is choose the shape of tool head that you want to use that fits into the area you want to sand, choose the grit, push it on, twist the coloured tool head onto the body. It fits tightly, and to be honest, at this moment in time in its development stage, it's quite hard to get them on and off, and Hozo are fully aware of this and plan to make adjustments for the consumer version so that this is much easier. But don't forget, I've got a pre-release version. Hozo claims on their website that this is both a sander and also a mini saw using an interchangeable attachment for light cutting. While there's an interesting concept here, most users will probably only use it for sanding, but I couldn't test the saw feature anyway as one was not included in my set, but it does show it on the website if you want to have a further look at that. Now, if you're expecting this to replace a mouse sander, an orbital sander, or a heavy material removal tool, it won't. This isn't about brute force. The small stroke length and linear motion mean it's about precision, not power. You're not sanding walls and floors on this. If you try to use it like a big sander, you'll just get frustrated. The tool wants to live in tight corners and sand micro details like support nubbings left behind post your 3D print. Overall, the Hozo Neosander is a niche tool, but a smart one. It does one thing: precise, controlled sanding in tight spaces. Pretty much that's it. Yeah, well, I know it's got the saw attachment, but on the whole, it's a sanding tool for tight spaces, and it's clearly built around that idea. It's not an essential tool, it's just a great tool to have, and as I've said, it's not a replacement for your big tools, but it might just become your go-to tool for those annoying edges, those nooks, those crannies, those tiny surfaces you always dodge or miss. High speed, precision motion, wire-free sanding is what this thing offers, and it's certainly what it delivers. So that is the Neosander by Hozo Design. Now, there are a myriad of different kinds of sanding equipment on the market, and this isn't trying to replace everything. You've got these rotary tools that you're indefinitely probably going to need to use as well for certain things, but this does what some of the other tools don't do, and that is it gets into the nooks and the crannies and the tiny spaces and allows you to sand those areas, especially in the hobby that we're in this 3D printing hobby, whereby using a piece of sandpaper, which, let's face it, you can still do on a little bit of a stick, or just using it on its own, you can do, but it's going to be so difficult. So this takes away a problem. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be absolutely necessary for you to buy, and that's down to you guys to make the decision on whether you will be using something like this or not. My role in this is to show you what it can do, to show you what you get. I'm going to leave it exactly down to you guys to decide whether this is right for you or not. You're going to get the sander, the charging unit, you get a whole myriad of sanding paper, and you get those 64 little bits that allow you to go up the grit without changing. Just for the basic model, all you're not really getting is those 64 bits that allow you to swap easily. You're just going to get 8 of each shape, and you'll have to change the sandpaper yourself. I like it. I genuinely do like it. I'm not just saying that because they've sent me one. I can see me using this in day-to-day use when I'm using my 3D prints alongside rotary tools, engraving tools, etc, etc. It's no good for big things. If you're going to use it to try and sand down a helmet, forget it. It's not going to do that. It's small. It's going to do small things. If you're into tabletop gaming and you want to get rid of the little plastic sprue ends off your models, yeah, it's great for doing that. But again, there's a whole host of other tools you can probably use. It fills a gap in the market. I like the fact that it's hands-free. You've got no wire. The battery time on it, I've used it for a fair bit, and I've got to be absolutely honest, I haven't needed to charge it at all. It's held its charge really, really well. So there it is. There's the Neosander. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Is this something you think you would use? Is it something you think is overkill for what you do? There's no extraction unit on this, of course, so it's going to generate a fair bit of dust. So you may have seen me using my extraction unit when you use it. Just make sure when you're doing any kind of sanding that you've got a mask on, or you're using an extraction unit, and you're doing it if you can. If not, using an extraction unit in a well-ventilated area, because this dust from 3D prints you do not want entering your lungs. So yes, like it. I do like it, genuinely. I also like the knife that they made a little bit earlier in the year. Well, yeah, this year it was, and I did a review on that. I do like that as well. I think that's a good solid piece of kit, and I use that regularly, and it's still in excellent condition. So I think that goes a long way to show the quality of the build that you're getting. Now, they have said that they're going to make a few changes to the retail version of this. They're going to tidy up some of the edges on it, and they're also going to make the connection point on it a lot easier, because it's a bit tight at the moment. They're aware of that. They also said that this can be a little bit loose on the test models. I haven't really found it, but your version on the slidey bit here, that will be absolutely rock solid and no problem at all. If you've liked this video today, if you found it useful, please show that just by subscribing to the channel. Think about joining the Greedy 3D Patreon. Thank you to my existing patrons. You guys are marvellous. And we'll be doing a few more printer reviews and printer related bits and pieces as we go forward. We're coming up to the end of the year, so I might get one or two more in. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's the Hozo Neosander by Hozo. Let me know what you think about it, and if you want to get one of these, I'll put all the Kickstarter details down in the description, so go and have a look, have a peruse of the website yourselves. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Greedy 3D.